Paris is iconic landmarks, famous artwork, exquisite cuisine, the romance, the style, the culture, and. But here's the twist. We're not in Paris just for these reasons, though we'll catch a glimpse of all of it. We are in Paris for what everyone said we absolutely should not do. We did it. We loved it. It was amazing. What is it? I'm glad you asked. Let's go see. Hi everyone, welcome back. We just left an incredible day in Cove, Ireland. Not only were we able to celebrate Roy's birthday, we kissed the Blarney Stone, and we had an extraordinary private tour of the Jameson distillery. It was such a special day. So our cruise port in France is Cherbourg, kind of. Cherbourg is known for Normandy. So it played a pivotal role during World War II, serving as a strategic naval base that was the key to the Allied invasion of Normandy. So as much as we want to see Normandy while we're here, trying to find a tour with the 80th anniversary of the events that took place in Normandy, finding a tour was not happening. But putting that aside, I am so excited. Okay, so I've teased you enough. The reason why we're in Paris is for the Olympics. What? I know, hang a medal around my neck. It's actually happening. We are at the Olympics. We are in Paris for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Having the Olympics be on my bucket list, going to an Olympics, seeing Olympic events, just I would have never thought that we would be in an Olympic Games, let alone in Paris for the Olympic Games. So, bonjour, je m'appelle Leslie. Bienvenue. So, funny story about that. I took 4 years of French in high school, and that's pretty much, short of croissant and, baguette, are pretty much the only things I can remember from 4 years. I didn't cheat my way through French or anything. Let's just say I will use Google Translate when we're in France. Now, the opening ceremonies are actually 2 days after we are in Paris. But several of the different competitions start before the opening ceremonies, one of which is what we're gonna see while we're here. More on that later. Over the next 2.5 days, we wanna see as much of Paris as we possibly can, as much of the Olympics as we can. And so, yeah, we got a lot of ground to cover. We leave Cherbourg on the first train to Paris. But before we do, I need to use the ladies' room. So this ladies' room, it's not a ladies' room, it's a restroom at the train station in Cherbourg. We literally got off the cruise ship, walked straight to the train station. We're taking the train and we're out of here. So this restroom was so crazy. We've seen bathrooms all over the world that are just all over the board. But this was so crazy because it was like an enclosed room. So like bathrooms are, but you would use the bathroom, wash your hands, and then when you leave, the door shuts down and it's like a car wash on the inside. It literally scrubs the whole inside of this room, the toilet, the sink, the whole thing. And then it's ready for the next person. It's all clean in there. You use it and it scrubs it down for the next person. So crazy. I've seen a lot of bathrooms all over the world. I haven't seen anything like this. So funny, take note of this train ride because we'll come back to it later. We're off to Paris.
Off to Paris.
We're going to the Olympics.
I don't know why we're in different seats here. I'm not going to be trained.
In Paris. We're on the train in Cherbourg going to the Olympics in Paris. The train. How excited are you? You see Paris for the first time.
Very excited. This is a big one.
Moulin Rouge, the Eiffel Tower, football tickets, Paris, the train. I'm excited. Bonjour, mon frère.
Merci, merci.
Il desservira Valognes, Garantie. Tente, Lison, Bayeux, Caen et Paris-Salazar.
Welcome to Paris.
Train is the greatest, by the way. The train in Europe is the greatest.
We're in Paris, we're in Paris, we're in Paris. Welcome to Paris, we're in Paris.
I will always have Paris. Of all the gin joints in the world, you had to turn up here.
We'll always have Paris. Paris is just amazing. If you go to Paris with absolutely no plan, you're in for an extraordinary time. It's just Paris. It's iconic landmarks, it's mouth-watering cuisine, it's timeless art, it's historic streets, unmatched charm, the romance. This city is just so unique in the world. The architecture, the history, the style, even the metro stations. We'll talk more about the metro stations later. They all add to just this being a magical city. So as you can imagine, booking a hotel during the Paris Olympics can be a bit of a challenge. We booked the Hoxton Hotel, which is right in the center of the city. I had no problem booking it, and this place was so cool. I just want to show you a little bit of it. And if you're in Paris, I would highly recommend this hotel, not only because the rooms were incredible, the services within the hotel were incredible, but also where it was located. It's in the heart of Paris. This place is conveniently just steps away from the Bonne Nouvelle metro station, allowing you to get to any and all of the famous landmarks like the Louvre, the Notre Dame, the Champs-Élysées. It's the perfect base for anyone's adventure, especially ours. We are so excited to be here. We dump all of our stuff off in the hotel and we're off to explore. Our first stop is a glimpse of Olympic athletes snapping pictures at the Porte Saint-Denis, a monumental archway replicating the 1356 gateway that once protected Paris's right bank. We then grab, of course, a quick legendary French crepe, Nutella and bananas in French crepes. Like, Nutella, first of all, like, do y'all love Nutella? Like, I love Nutella. And then with bananas in a French crepe in a Parisian cafe. We head back to our hotel to freshen up for our night. Where are we going? I'm glad you asked. We can't go to Paris without going to Moulin Rouge. I've been to Paris a couple times, but I haven't gone to Moulin Rouge, and Roy's never been to Paris. So this was something that we both said we absolutely have to go. Now, I didn't really know what to expect, because if you know anything about Moulin Rouge, you know that it's a cabaret show and significantly topless. So I didn't really know what that meant and like how well it would be received. Paris.
Moulin Rouge. Brooklyn Bear in Paris.
We booked the package with Moulin Rouge that is dinner and the show. There's kind of pros and cons to that. The dinner and the show afforded you earlier access and perhaps a little bit better seating. Without the dinner, they were really squishing people into the tables, which I would have been disappointed because I can't see anything. I'm just too short. And so we were up a level and at a 2-person table, so it was just more intimate for us. But the food wasn't great. It's a significant expense, of course, for dinner. It was okay, it just wasn't great. I would have appreciated a nice French meal and then gone to the show, but then I think I would have been disappointed about the seating. So there's kind of both. Just keep that in mind. There's no filming, of course, allowed during the show, so I got a little bit of the iconic building. I mean, if you don't go to the show and see the cabaret show, you absolutely need to at least go by this area, this street, and to see the building is just so cool. Inside, it's just velvet walls and just you feel like you're transported back in time. A really special evening out that if you're in Paris and you have the time, it's a must-see. Moulin Rouge was founded in 1889 and has been the heartbeat of Parisian nightlife ever since. The Can-Can originated here at Moulin Rouge, and this building, the interior and the show, like I said, they're just jaw-dropping. Okay, so post Moulin Rouge, we actually loved the show, and it was so tastefully done. It is just a costume spectacular, and it's just non-stop. There's singing, there's dancing, there's just the whole, and it's the entire stage. It's kind of like a half moon in front of you. Hundreds of dancers. It's just an incredible show. So yeah, call day one. It's a wrap. We are exhausted. Okay, day two, we have big plans because of course the other iconic thing we have to do in Paris is go to the Eiffel Tower. Now again, Roy's not been to Paris, and so we have a special moment. Okay, you can open them. You can open them. You can open them.
Oh wow, huh? That's more impressive in person, isn't it?
Oh, it's the Eiffel Tower. It's just, oh, everything Paris is the Eiffel Tower. Do you know the tower was originally built in 1889 as part of the World's Fair, but with the intent of them tearing it down? But with its unexpected value as a radio transmission tower, the Eiffel Tower was spared demolition. Can't even imagine what this city would be like without having this iconic tower in the center of it. The Eiffel Tower is 324 meters high. It has 1,665 steps to the top and has an incredible light show every night on the hour. Of course, part of the reason why we're so highly advised of not going to Paris during the Olympics is because of the crowds. And arriving at the Eiffel Tower was almost shockingly not crowded. There was no one at the Eiffel Tower. We had 10 a.m. tickets, and we walked in there to be able to look up through the lattice work. There's just no one there. And we go up in the tower, up to the top, and you'll see I have several pictures where there's just no one in the picture.
Oh, she's seeing things. She's seeing.
Going up in the Eiffel Tower is an absolute must. Whether you're afraid of heights or not, you have to go.
Going to the middle. So there's the stadium. Parade, what is
both of us are petrified of heights, but we didn't have any issue. And the views, if you can handle going all the way up, the views are worth every single bit of fear you might have, because these views views. We not only saw the views of the city and the layout and the design of Paris. It's so cool to see it from this vantage point, but also being able to see all the Olympic venues from here. We could see the area where they would do the medal ceremony. We saw where they would play beach volleyball. There was a whole soccer field set up. Oh, just so cool. The Eiffel Tower is so cool by itself. And then to see it celebrating the Olympics.
I do want to say I was right again, though. I did say it wouldn't be, didn't I?
And I got it all on video.
Good. I don't want to pat myself in the back, so.
And remember the train video? I said, remember this train ride for later? That train ride should have been an indication of what we were going to see in Paris. There was no one on the train. There's been no one in the city. We got the hotel with no problem. And so, yeah, this Eiffel Tower experience was once in a lifetime because it was almost red carpet for just Roy and I. Then on the way down, we see the Olympic rings that are on the side of the tower. Both on the descent and from the ground, you can see the Olympic rings. Just such a special moment. Okay, so we're sitting under the Eiffel Tower right now. Like literally sitting under the Eiffel Tower. What'd you think?
It was pretty awesome. It's pretty spectacular. Much bigger than the one in Vegas. I thought the one in Vegas was everything. This is better. True. For €2 though. That's a pretty good recovery, €2.
Now, there's a couple things. First of all, the metro in Paris is just, without a doubt, one of the best transit systems in the world. We love Japan too. Getting on and off the metros to go where you need to go, following the maps, it was so simple. Kudos to you, Paris, for figuring out the whole city transit system because, yeah, we got our way all around. The second thing is leaving the Eiffel Tower. If you get on the metro from the Bir Hakeim station, and if you sit on the right side of the metro train, going towards Charles de Gaulle, you get yourself your own little mini tour of the Eiffel Tower because it circles around the Eiffel Tower on the way down to the Arc de Triomphe. So put that in your pocket when you're in Paris. Make sure you take that train ride. I mean, it's just, a note about the train is there were Olympic volunteers everywhere in the city. If you weren't from there, had never been there before, they were just such a refreshing comfort that if you needed anything, you could have assistance. athletes, no matter where you were. We saw them on the streets, we saw them in the train station, at all of the different landmarks. Just, yeah, they were everywhere. So appreciated. Once we arrive at the Arc de Triomphe, we're met with the monument Napoleon commissioned in 1806 to honor those who fought for France. You can climb up in the Arc de Triomphe and see the views from there. But one thing you do want to note is that when you're coming up to it, it's surrounded by a traffic circle. So your first instinct, at least for us as Americans, is to find the crosswalk to cross the street. There is no crosswalk at the Arc de Triomphe. There's none. You actually have to go down below it and come up, because the amount of traffic that circles the Arc, you don't want to cross for your safety and because it's just chaos. And you'll see the crowds of people going that way, but just instinctively you want to try to cross the street, and no, no, no. From the arch is the Champs-Élysées. The Champs-Élysées. For all the shoppers, girls and boys shoppers, let's just have a moment for the Champs-Élysées. It is a shopping Disneyland. And I don't mean just like the average shopping. This is, you know, Christian Dior and Louis Vuitton and like every high-end, beautiful, all the watch stores, jewelry stores. The Louis Vuitton store is so cool on the Champs-Élysées that the storefront, they have recreated it. I think it might just be kind of an installment for now, but they've recreated it. Oh my God, look at the Louis Vuitton store. It looks like a Louis Vuitton bag. Oh. Oh, I could have stood there all day. After a quick stop for some mouth-watering Mexican food, when in Paris, why not eat Mexican food? We head back to our hotel to gear up for our big night. Our big night is an Olympic night. We have VIP tickets to see an Olympic football game, and we are huge soccer fans. If you watched my video on Barcelona, we actually watched finals of Spain in Barcelona. That was so cool. So we're huge soccer football fans.
I thought it was just Olympics.
Well, yeah.
And we have tickets to see the Olympic football competition between Israel and Mali. And we have a private suite with unlimited alcohol, unlimited food. There's a private photographer. There's the Olympic torch we can take pictures with. We have the greatest seats in the stadium. We're in Paris.
At the Olympics. Hospitality tent. Israel versus Mali, the game of the Olympics. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the big game of the Olympics. or the second biggest game of the Olympics, but one of the biggest games of the Olympics. It's a game at the Olympics.
And we're here.
And we're here.
And we're happy.
On va faire un autre truc, on va faire deux autres choses. Est-ce qu'il y a des danseurs parmi nous ici ce soir? J'ai des danseurs avec moi, j'ai l'impression qu'il y a des danseurs.
We have private little video screens so we can watch the game and watch it in the arena. European soccer is the chanting that goes back and forth.
Maybe yes? Let's go. Let's do it.
There were some moments of just competitive spirit, we'll call it, at the game. But what a moment for both of us. Like, you just have these surreal moments of like, pinch me right now, because I'm in Paris, I'm at the 2024 Olympic Games, watching a football match. Yeah, it's just, I am so grateful. None of these opportunities, none of the things that I have done traveling the world and its incredibleness is lost on me. This just was another one of those super, super, super cool moments. We had such a fun time. It was so easy to get into the stadium. It was so easy to get out of the stadium. Again, we jump on the metro, different times of the day on the metro. We didn't have any issues. All those volunteers I talked about were everywhere, even in the evening. We were just exhausted after our day. It was such an emotional, exciting day that we were just exhausted. Unfortunately, we have to get up tomorrow morning and go home, but we just kind of want to soak it all in, and we're heading back to our hotel. Alas, day 3's arrived, and it's time for us to say au revoir and leave Paris. But not before we stop in the train station for a bunch of croissants. I wasn't gonna leave France without having a ton of croissants, and we've been running all over the city that I didn't get as many as I had wanted to. So we got some for the train. And experts say that eating a croissant while in Paris, it just hits differently. Once again, we're just in awe of how efficient and easy the train system is throughout the country. We arrive into Le Havre with plenty of time to spare. Le Havre is the cruise port where the Ultimate World Cruise has cruised to, and we're just meeting it up on that side. We left from Cherbourg and we're meeting it up at the Le Havre port. Out in the harbor where the Serenade's docked, check out these amazing items. If you immediately know what these are, let me know in the comments. I had no idea. It took quite a while for it to register for me what they are. And seeing them at this level, yeah, that just blew my mind. So I would be interested to know, if you research it, be honest in the comments if you immediately knew what these were or if you had to look it up. I want to know. So put it in the comments. I love your comments, by the way. I appreciate your feedback, good, bad, or otherwise. You won't hurt my feelings. So I appreciate the feedback. I'm so grateful that you're here and along on these journeys. I have such a blast sharing it with you. So I love your comments, but that's also a good segue to putting in the comments what you thought of the trip. Have you been to Paris? If you have, I would love to hear your experience. If you love Paris as much as I do. Have you ever been to an Olympic game? Just what did you think of the video today? Any of your comments, please put them down below. Of course, that's also a good segue to don't forget to subscribe. We have so much coming up. We have one stop in England. We've got Sweden. We've got Denmark. We've got Norway. We've got so much coming up that you don't want to miss. So make sure you subscribe. And just a side note, this video is a perfect testament to just trusting your instinct, trusting your own travel ability and knowledge. And if you want to go somewhere and you want to see something, obviously do it safely, but just go. Because the number of people that were like, you're crazy to go to Paris, you're crazy to go during the Olympics, like you're not going to see anything, you're not going to do anything, it's going to be so crowded, you're not going to enjoy it. And we loved every single second of it, and we actually experienced the exact opposite of that. So just trust your own travel instinct and go. And like I said, thank you so much for being here, part of this journey. I love sharing it with you. I love hearing your comments. I love just being able to show you and share with you the amazing things we've done and seen. I'm just so grateful for you, and I can't wait to show you our next stop in Southampton, England. And until then, bye for now.